Have you ever studied for hours only to forget everything the next day? You highlight, you reread, you tell yourself you understand it. But when the test comes, or when you try to explain it to someone, your mind just goes blank. It's not that you're lazy, it's that most people are using learning methods that feel effective, but actually aren't.
The truth is, the top 1% of learners, the ones who seem to remember everything they touch, aren't smarter than us. They just understand how memory really works. And in this video, we'll break down exactly how they do it, step by step, using strategies proven by research in cognitive science.
By the end of this video, you'll know how to retain nearly everything you study, how to stop wasting time on techniques that don't work, and how to build a memory system that compounds over time, like mental interest. We'll cover 5 key principles, the same ones used by elite students, researchers, and memory champions. And we'll keep it practical, not just theoretical. So, let's start with the foundation, how forgetting actually works. 1. The forgetting curve, and how to beat it. In the late 1800s, a German psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus discovered something frustrating. We forget most of what we learn, fast. Within just 24 hours, people forget up to 70% of new information. That's called the forgetting curve. But the top 1% learners don't panic about forgetting. They plan for it. They use a concept called spaced repetition, reviewing information at strategic intervals just before they're about to forget it. Think of your memory like a fire. If you throw in too much wood all at once, it burns out quickly. But if you add small logs at the right times, it keeps burning stronger. Tools like Anki or Notion with review templates are built around this principle. But even a simple notebook with planned review days, say day 1, day 3, day 7, and day 30, works wonders. The mistake? Most people review too late or too often. The goal is to review just before forgetting, not constantly reread. 2. Active recall, the 10x retention technique. If I asked you right now, what did you have for dinner 3 days ago? You'd probably pause, think, and search your memory. That struggle, that's active recall, and it's the key to deep learning. Research from Purdue University shows that testing yourself is far more effective than rereading notes. When you try to recall something, your brain strengthens the neural pathways that store that knowledge. Top students don't just review, they quiz themselves. They close the book, ask, what did I just read? How would I explain this to someone else? One powerful trick is the Feynman technique, explaining a concept in your own simple words, as if teaching a 12-year-old. If you can't explain it simply, you don't really understand it. I used to take notes passively, word for word. It felt productive, but I wasn't actually learning. When I switched to active recall, everything changed. I started remembering instead of just recognizing. 3. Interleaving. How to study smarter, not longer. Here's something that surprises most people. Studying one topic for hours might feel good, but it's not efficient. It's like practicing only one song on the piano over and over. You get better at that one thing, but your overall skill doesn't grow much. Top 1% learners use interleaving, mixing different but related topics or problem types in a single study session. For example, instead of doing 20 math problems of the same type, do 5 from algebra, 5 from geometry, 5 from trigonometry. This forces your brain to switch contexts, which strengthens your ability to recall and apply knowledge flexibly. A University of California study found that students who used interleaving performed 43% better on later tests than those who used blocked practice. So next time you study, don't grind one topic endlessly. Mix it up. Confuse your brain a little. That confusion is learning in progress. 4. Dual coding. Turn words into pictures. Here's something fascinating about how memory works. Your brain doesn't store information as text, it stores connections. That's why dual coding, combining words and visuals, can double your retention. If you're studying biology, don't just read about the heart, draw it. If you're learning history, sketch a timeline. If you're memorizing a process, make a flowchart. It doesn't need to look pretty. Even messy sketches activate the visual spatial areas of your brain. Personally, I started using doodles in my notes after seeing a study from the University of Waterloo. Students who used visuals recalled 29% more than those who only wrote text. It's not art, it's memory architecture. And one more thing, digital tools are great, but handwriting still wins for retention. When you write by hand, your brain processes the meaning instead of just copying words.
5. Retrieval in real contexts. Use it or lose it. One of the biggest secrets of the top 1%, they don't just study to remember, they study to use. Because memory is context dependent. What you learn in one setting may not transfer easily to another, unless you practice recall in different ways. If you're learning a language, don't just read vocabulary lists. Speak it, write it, hear it, use it in a sentence. If you're preparing for an exam, don't just read solutions. Try solving problems without notes in test-like conditions. This is called retrieval in varied contexts, and it's how your brain learns to transfer knowledge from memory into action. Top performers constantly create micro-moments of recall in real life. They teach others, they write summaries, they discuss ideas. And that repetition, in different forms, cements long-term mastery. Now, let's talk about what not to do. Mistake number 1, rereading your notes endlessly. It feels familiar, but familiarity is not understanding. Mistake number 2, highlighting everything. When you highlight too much, nothing stands out. Highlight only what makes you pause and think. Mistake number 3, studying for long stretches without breaks. Your brain needs rest to consolidate memory. Use the Pomodoro method. 25 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of rest. Mistake number 4, cramming before exams. Cramming builds short-term recall but destroys long-term retention. Spacing your learning, even just a few minutes a day, is far more powerful. And finally, mistake number 5, not reviewing what you've learned. Learning without review is like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Schedule your reviews, even just 10 minutes a week, and your retention will multiply. So, let's recap the 5 principles that help top 1% learners retain everything they study. Spaced repetition. Review information just before you forget it. Active recall. Test yourself instead of rereading. Interleaving. Mix different topics to strengthen understanding. Dual coding. Use visuals and words together. Retrieval in real contexts. Apply knowledge across situations. If you build your study system around these, you'll start noticing something amazing. You remember more with less effort. Learning isn't about working harder. It's about working with your brain, not against it. Start small. Pick just one method, maybe active recall, and practice it for a week. Once it becomes a habit, layer in the next. And don't expect perfection overnight. The top 1% didn't get there in a week. They just built consistent systems. If this video helped you understand how real learning works, consider subscribing, because next time, we'll break down how to build a daily study routine that practically runs on autopilot. Until then, keep learning smart. And remember, forgetting is normal, but staying curious is what makes you extraordinary.